Hello guys, good evening. This is FTS once again. I am not a financial advisor, neither do I give financial advice. This video is for educational purpose only, and as we know, past profits do not guarantee future result. The forex market is volatile. As you take your trades, apply risk management, right? So this is the weekly market reviews, right? So today we have yen's holiday, so because of that, and there's no key economic activity for today, so I decided to do the video today instead of doing it yesterday for us to get the weekly focus, right? So on the activity for the week, right, it says the market attention will be focused on trade development and potential agreement between the US and its key trading partners, right? So the key trading partners involve the different countries that President Trump is having tariff negotiations with, right? So tariff trade Trump gave deadline to the implementation of the reciprocal tariffs to be on the 10th to the sorry on the 1st of August, right? So and various countries are working towards the negotiations and all of that, right? So from now till then, from now till the 1st of August, right? Countries are open for negotiations to when the 1st of August has elapsed, then the implementation of the reciprocal tariffs, right? So Trump is threatening to slam 30% on European era euro, right? Yeah, so it's threatening to slam 30% inflation on there. So the negotiations are still going on, and also EU is also trying to retaliate as well. Just they're trying to play the kind of game that China played the United States, right? So they retaliated, and and after some time, they had a consensus, and so maybe that's what Euro is trying to do, right? Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell us, right? So the US earnings season will continue into a full swing with major companies including Alphabet, Tesla, Verizon, Coca-Cola, T-Mobile, IBM. Okay, they're set to report their quarterly results. On economic front, key US data releases include flash S&P Global PMI, durable goods order, existing home sales, then new home sales, right? They're globally monetary policy decision from the ECB, Central Bank of Russia, and Turkey and all that. The market will also pay attention, pay market will also be paying close attention to the wide range of international indicators including flash PMIs figures for the Euro area, Germany, Japan, India, and UK and France, right? Then GFK consumer confidence reading for Germany and all of that. So these are the activities for the week, right? So let's just head down to the week, right? So today be Monday, Japan holiday, right? Marine holiday, right? So but let me start with the outcome of last week, right? So like we've analyzed before, if you look at here, you see yen, right? So this yen, like we've analyzed for if the upper house election that happened in Japan, right? Yeah, it happened yesterday, and the Liberal Democratic Party, right? They lost their majority seat in the upper house, and as a result, right, the prime minister is expected to step down. And I gave the analysis within the week, right? And if they lose the election, yen will definitely tank, right? Yen will definitely lose strength, while the dollar will definitely gain strength, right? But on the contrary, what happened was that, as a result of the loss, right, due to uncertainty and the fear of being a safe haven currency, the yen gains strength. That's why you're seeing that yen advances as Ichiba holds on its face of election whatsoever. So yen gains strength and essence. From here you can see that Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba also, Shigeru Ishiba said he will carry on as leader even as the ruling coalition lost the majority in the upper house election. So the yen strengthened versus dollar gain, right? So um, yen it gained more than 1% to trade at 147, right? That means GBP USDJPY lost crashed a little bit. Let me show us. Look at it. It crashed a little bit. So if this is a daily time frame, you can see, right? Yeah, so it price was here, and it fell from 148 to 147, right? Because it ought not to be so, because their loss of the election, it was supposed to boost the dollar to like 150, 152, right? Yeah, USDJPY is supposed to be 152, but on the contrary, due to the uncertainty, it happened the other way around, right? So that is why understanding fundamental analysis is key. You can see, right? You can see the reason why I say the yen strengthening, the yen versus dollar gained more than 1% of trade at 147, according to Akira Moroga, chief market strategist at or Azora Bank, right? So some investors had position for a larger setback for the coalition. So Rodrigo Cartry, a currency strategist at National Australia Bank, said uncertainty usually tends to favor the yen, right? So whenever there's uncertainty, the safe haven aspect of the currency will definitely play. So because of the uncertainty, the yen gains strength, right? Yeah, so that was why the yen gains strength. So there's nothing more, right? So that was why the yen gains strength. But the strength again is for a short time, right? Yeah, so we have short term impact, middle term and long term. So short term, the yen will likely gain strength, right? So the yen will likely gain strength on short-term basis, right? So we're expecting more fall of the USDJPY, right? So the yen will likely gain strength, right? So this was, if you look at it from daily time frame, I had this analysis before, right? That when price get here, we should expect a move to the upside, and due to this, right? So prices. So when price get, we're expecting price to like move for some time, right? Let's give it some time for it to move. Then we would likely sell the yen again, right? Yeah, we would likely sell the yen. Okay, so let's go back, right? So tomorrow the Fed share will likely speak, right? So Powell will likely speak, and as we all know, yesterday, over the weekend, President Trump once again threatened to fire Jerome Powell, right? Is threatening to fire him, and the implication of that firing would definitely have a negative tone on the dollar, right? That is why if you look at dollar index is suffering right now, right? Dollar index is suffering right now. So this is analysis we did before, right? Yeah, and before now we said that when the dollar gets here, we'll likely sell the dollar because one, based on the tariff negotiations, right? We are getting closer to the end of the tariff negotiations. So we're expecting the dollar to start crashing again, right? Yeah, because August 1st, that is when the tariff negotiation will end. Then Trump will start implementing the impact of the reciprocal tariffs that he gave an I think a month grace, right? It was supposed to be early this month, right? But he said to the 1st of August, that is when, and countries are working towards the 1st of August so that they can really do. So technically, we have gotten to this level, and based on analysis, we're supposed to sell the dollar from here. That what the dollar had before was the short-term bullish bias, right? Yeah. So on top of that, threatening to fire Jerome Powell is also another reason why investors are scared right now. So they might likely not be bullish on the dollar, right? Yeah, and if you look at gold analysis, right? Yeah, gold climbed a record high this week, right? Yeah, gold moved crazily today. You can see, right? Gold moved crazily today, as right? Yeah, you can see this is gold movement, and gold moved crazily today, right? Because of all of this, right? Because of the fear. Then on Wednesday, so tomorrow, Powell's speech will likely strengthen the place of dollar because Powell refused to cut rate. Trump is emphasizing that rate should be cut, right? But Powell insists that the rate will be cut, I think, the last quarter of the year, right? Because of the NFP that added 147,000 jobs and retail sales, right? The retail sales controls the GDP of the United States. It contributes 60% of GDP, right? So once the retail sales figures are hot, it means there is no rush into cutting of freight, right? And if you look at the Fed rate watch too, right? If you look at the Fed rate watch too, you can see here that easing means the degree at which they will cut rate is 2.6%. Why no change is what 97% means what they are not going to cut rate in this next FOMC. Next FOMC is 9 days from today, right? Yeah, so they are not going likely to cut rate. So they will likely cut rates. They will likely cut rates on the month of September, right? Yeah, the month of September, that is when we're expecting them to cut rate. So the cut 25 basis points in the month of September. Okay. They'll likely cut rate in the month of September. They'll likely cut rate by 25 basis points in the month of September. And in the month of December, they'll likely cut rate as well, right? So September, we're expecting the next rate cut, and the other one will be by on December by 25 basis points. That means this year they have 50 basis points, to a 50 basis point rate to cut this year, but on the 19th of this month, right? Well, that means this month end, right? Sorry, or the 30th of this month, right? Which is this month end, they will likely not cut rate, right? So the rate will be sticky this quarter, right? So we're expecting a sticky rate for this quarter, right? Then on Thursday, you're going to have a ECB's rate meeting, right? So as expected, Focus is saying they are not going to cut rate, right? So let's see why, right? So if you look at the Euro rate was two, right? Yeah, ECB's rate was two, right? So if you read here, you see that probably for that to this is cut, so easing, right? They will let it for the rate to ease, right? It's going to be 2.7%. No, for them to cut rates is 2.7%, right? While easing is going to be what? 97%, right? Let's look at it. Say for the next rate meeting, which is July 24th. July 24th is Thursday, right? Yeah. So market pricing implies that 97%, 97.3% probability of interest rate will maintain 2%. That means they are not going to cut rate, right? Yeah. So they will likely cut rate in, I think, the last quarter as well, based on what the ECB chairman Lagarde said, what she said, that they are not, that they will wait till December before they will likely cut rate. So we're expecting a sticky rate for the euro area, right? So we're expecting a sticky rate from the euro area. Then what's why initial jobless claim, right? Then ECB conference. So this conference, as everything is going on simultaneously, right? Yeah. So they will likely discuss, right? So Lagarde will likely, she will likely give us insight into what would you expect in the next meeting, right? So we have S&P Global PMI, right? Yeah, so this is from manufacturing, right, and service, right? So the manufacturing sector of the economy of the United States, right, they will likely give their statistics and all of that, right? So anything above 50 means the economy is expanding. If it's below 50, the economy is contracting. And if we have more above market expectations, we should have a bullish outcome of the dollar. And if we have below market expectations, we should have a bearish aspect of the dollar, right? Then existing new home sales and existing home sales. So these are the main activities for the week. So main activities on the week is going to be on Thursday, mainly Thursday, right? Yeah, mainly Thursday, right? Then next week, that is the main week for the last week of the month, right? Yeah. So I'm going to give a sneak peek into next week when we'll likely get FOMC and all of that, right? So like I said, I will talk about it a little bit, right? So next week is going to be fire for fire because we're going to have FOMC and we're going to have NFP the same time, right? And so that just it, right? You see FOMC, this is FOMC, and we're going to have NFP on Fridays, right? And then we have CPI for Euro. Look at the NFP on Fridays. FOMC on Wednesday. So upper week is fire for fire, right? So for this week, nothing much, but next week is fire for fire, right? So when I mean fire for fire, I mean it's gonna be hot for next week for the United States. Then also Bank of Japan interest rate, right? So let's just suspend next week and focus more on this week, right? So these are the activities we will have for this week, right? Okay, so let's head back to the chart, right? So for now, I'm going to be bearish on the dollar, right? Yeah, let me just show the US 10 years bond yield, right? And just check it out. Just a minute, still take it time to load. All right, so this is the 10 years, right? So the 10 years is a key indicator to tell you if the economy is doing well or not, right? Yeah. So if the economy is doing well, people will likely buy into the bond market, right? So if the economy is not doing well, the bond market will likely be showing a sign of bearish move, right? So this was last 2 weeks when I used the analysis, the bond market to do analysis, and from here we saw the bullish rally until price got to these levels. You go to the daily time frame, you will see the level very well, right? Yeah. So you can see that we're expecting a move to the downside for the dollar, right? So we're expecting a bearish move to the downside for the dollar, right? Till we have next one, we have NFP and we have FOMC next week. Then we know the fate of dollar, right? Yeah, so this week we're expecting a downward move for the dollar. While for the yen, like I've told us, it's going to be a short term bullish sentiment, right? So we're expecting a short-term bullish bias for the yen because of the fear of because of the safe haven and the fear of uncertainty, right? Like I said, the fear of uncertainty rightly supports a bullish yen, right? So we saw that gold rally because of the gold and dollar, they are negatively correlated, right? Except period of uncertainty, right? When we have period of uncertainty, right? That is when gold and dollar, they are positively correlated, right? Volatility. Yeah, volatility index. Okay. You can see, right? So the market is still, so there's no certainty in the market as we speak, right? There's no certainty in the market, right? So market is still okay, except for the yesterday's let me see. Okay, this is last week or 2 weeks. Okay, we're still on uncertainty, right? So no, we're not in a period of uncertainty. This is a risk on market sentiment. So price is not above 20, right? So everything is still on risk on, right? So we're expecting more bullish move for the gold, right? Expecting more bullish move for the gold. Why the dollar should be a bearish move, right? So USDJPY should keep going down. That is the essence. That's the reason. That's the rationale behind it, right? So, NZD JPY, we should expect. I think it's still bullish, right? Yeah, because the dollar is going down. We should expect them to rise, right? So USD should go down, right? We're expecting a downward move for them, right? USD card should be bearish, right? USD card should be bearish. Euro USD, Euro dollar should be bullish, right? Yeah. So this analysis was, I think, it was based on last week, right? But this week things have changed, right? So this is the beauty of fundamental analysis, right? Now, there's something I want to say. Guys, take note of this. Yesterday, I told us about that we might likely experience gap for the yen pairs, right? I told you we might experience gap for the yen pairs. If you go to M50 time frame, you will likely see the gap, right? Yeah, you can see that this gap happened. Now you can see the beauty of fundamental analysis, right? It is not a technical thing. I told us that, there's no way you would focus on technical analysis alone and you know why the reason price is going a particular direction, right? I told us, that we should expect gap, and all of a sudden, the gap happened, and and price started going down, right? Now, if you think because it is your technical analysis, that's why price is going down, that is where you got it wrong. It's a result of fundamental analysis, right? And I told us the reason why the JPY pairs are currently selling, right? Because of your sanity and because of the fear of the uncertainty that happened in the loss of the election, right? Yeah, whenever there's uncertainty, it normally favors it because of the safe haven currency, right? So you can see the gap yesterday. You can see all the yen pairs are doing the same thing, right? So this week, all the yen pair will keep falling. That's the truth. Let's not joke about it. This period, we want to experience a negative move for the yen pairs, right? So we're going to experience a negative move for the yen pair, right? So you can say fundamental analysis is key. You cannot just joke with fundamental analysis because, right, it determines market bias. It determines whether market will be volatile or not, and determines what the market will likely go in the short term, middle term, and long term. So because of that, since you know where price is going already, right, all you have to do is that you have to, add your technical analysis in line with your fundamental bias or fundamental analysis, right? So like I said, for me, I hardly do monthly time frame, weekly time frame, and all of that to know where price is going. Once I can determine my market sentiment or market bias using fundamental analysis, then I enter from a lower time frame, like sometimes 1 hour, sometimes 15 minutes, using technical analysis in line with the direction of where price is going, right. So for this week, I and my team are going to focus on the yen pairs and a negative dollar, right? Yeah, a negative dollar, yeah, and then a bullish gold, right? Therefore, Bitcoin, I think I've not been trading Bitcoin for some time, but though Bitcoin is still going up, right? It's still going up, right? But I think I don't have anything to do with that for now, right? I'm just so careful not to, because whenever Bitcoin is moving, you can hardly tell where it's going, right? Yeah, but sometimes it's positively correlated with the dollar, sometimes negatively correlated. So one has to be careful with Bitcoin, right? Yeah, so that is it for me this week. All right. So if you love what I'm doing, you can subscribe to my channel. You can and also like and comment. If you have any question, like and comment and share this post so that other people can also get this analysis and and also know how to trade the market well, right? So my mentorship is open. If you're interested in my mentorship, right, I will I will I will leave a link to my Telegram where you can chat me up from there, right? So that you can tell me more. Then you can be part of my mentorship. So my mentorship is open, right? So that is it for me this week, right? So see you and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.